Let me start this video by asking you a few questions. Now, be completely honest here. First one, do you find it hard to focus and pay attention to small details? Do you find it difficult to hold your attention on one particular task without being distracted? Have you ever been accused of not paying very close attention to someone when they're speaking directly to you? Do you often have difficulty sitting down and organizing tasks or activities? Do you often avoid, dislike, or are you reluctant towards doing activities that require a lot of sustained mental energy or work? Do you find yourself easily distracted by extraneous stimuli of a little notification going off, an email coming in, a social media alert popping in? Well, congratulations, you have just met the inattention criteria for a clinical diagnosis of ADHD. This is per the DSM-5, what clinical psychologists use to actually diagnose these mental health disorders. So we have to face it, the modern age, the internet age, it is rewiring our brain. I mean, come on, we have people at Facebook, psychologists that are hired on that are there to actually engineer you to be addicted to these platforms, to be glued to the screens, to have these constant dopamine hits. Oh, I got an alert. I mean, let's be honest. How many times have you posted something and you're like, oh, it's cool, no big deal, oh, it's fine. But then you have that little alert and you're like, you kind of peek up. Even if your eyes don't just kind of get a little bit bigger, you can feel that little heart rate spike and that little twinge of excitement. That's like a dopamine hit, and it reinforces that behavior. And before you know it, you're like a frazzled, tweaked out squirrel. But what is this doing to us as a society? What is this doing to us as individuals? This is eroding. There is an erosion of our willpower, an erosion of our focus, our ability to actually dive deep and get into the nitty-gritty of details, into complete tasks in a very immersive way. We are distracted constantly. Our brain is scattered, it's frazzled. There was a study done in Sweden looking at young adults who are basically hyper-connected to technology, social media, the internet, and they had higher rates of depression, they had higher rates of sleeping disorders, and they had higher stress levels. Here's a few signs that you might need a digital detox. Number one, answer this honestly. Do you find that you have the attention of a squirrel? Do you feel depressed, anxious, or angry after you get off of social media? Are you preoccupied with likes, comments, or reshares on your posts? Do you stay up late, or do you get up early to get straight to the phone, get straight to the internet, get straight to the social media? Do you jump out of bed and get to the phone like you're about to hit the crack pipe? Do you struggle to have face-to-face conversations? This has kind of been an accusation towards younger millennials that they don't have very good social skills because they only know how to communicate just via their phones. That many would rather sit right next to each other and text each other back and forth than stare at each other face to face and have that interaction as two human beings interfacing. Are you sedentary? Are you sitting at home the whole day? Do you not find yourself going outdoors much? Do you not find yourself exercising much? Well, these are just some of the reasons why that you need a digital detox. You are certainly in need of one. When was the last time that you actually had enough time and space to sit and reflect on what you did throughout the day on your life? When was the last time that you actually got and dug deep into what you really wanted? When was the last time you were just allowed to have a space that you were not interrupted? Contrary to popular belief, multitasking does not leave us more productive. It leaves us less productive. It leaves us with a fragmented mind. We aren't actually multitasking. We aren't doing multiple things at once. We're constantly flipping back and forth. And this doesn't allow for us to actually use the deeper cognitive processes of our brain. Now, if you don't want to take it from me, here's a few celebrity quotes on digital detoxing and kind of the importance of stepping away from social media or the internet for a period of time. And a lot of celebrities go on these fancy digital detox retreats. But here are a few quotes. Here's one from Selena Gomez in 2019. For my generation specifically, social media has been terrible. I noticed with me, I got kind of depressed looking at these people who look beautiful and amazing, and it would just get me down a lot. It can be great in moments, but I would just be careful and allow yourself some time limits when you should use it and when not. This is another important part of digital detox. We are constantly comparing ourselves to other people. We're looking at the highlight reel of people on Instagram and Facebook, and we don't even take into consideration that everyone is going through their own burden, their own issues, and most people don't advertise that all over their social media platform. They're putting themselves on the, happy pedestal. Here's a quote from Ed Sheeran in a Instagram post in 2015. Hello all, I'm taking a break from my phone, emails, and all social media for a while. I find myself seeing the world through a screen and not my eyes, so I'm taking this opportunity for not having to be anywhere or do anything to travel the world and see everything I missed. And then finally, we have a quote from Steven Spielberg, amazing, prolific, iconic movie director, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, Goonies, Ready Player One, Minority Report. This is what he had to say in a Wired magazine article. It interrupts our own story, interrupts our ability to have a thought or a daydream, to imagine something wonderful because we're too busy bridging the walk from the cafeteria back to the office on the cell phone. Okay, so we need a digital detox. What does that mean? What does that look like? So I'm going to give you a few methods, and these are kind of, you can almost start thinking of it as how you can slowly wean yourself off from this, or you can do like all at once. So let's start from the easiest to the most difficult. Number one, allow yourself to be bored. If you're standing in the line, getting food, going to the grocery store, what is everyone doing? They're on their phone, right? Give yourself a break. Allow yourself to be bored. If you are always, going for the phone wherever you are to fill that space, give yourself a digital detox. Allow yourself to just enjoy the space and not having to constantly need stimuli. That's the problem here. We're craving, we're being rewired to constantly I need something. When we're allowed to have that space, our brain starts allowing to think more clearly and more deeply. Number two, you can remove notifications. That's one of the first steps to digital detoxing. You can remove notifications, go into your phone and into the settings, and you can remove what notifications you get, whether it's from Twitter or Facebook or your email. You can just remove all those. Do you really need a notification every single time you get an email, every time you get a Facebook? For some people, this is going off constantly. And maybe you're trying to actually do something. You're trying to read, you're trying to do something, write a paper, or whatever you're doing, you're kind of blocking it out, but that affects how well you can accomplish your task, and it doesn't allow you to get into this deep area of the brain where you can accomplish a lot more in a lot less time. Number three, you can abstain from try at least one platform, or whether that's remove Facebook for a while, get off Facebook. Everyone's kind of doing these 30-day challenges. Well, I give you a 30-day challenge to get off of social media, at least one platform for 30 days. See how it affects you. How do you feel afterwards? And you can also you can stay off of email for 30 days, or you can only check it for like an hour block at the end of the day. Number four, this is a really good one. I think this is probably something that most people can adapt and is going to be extremely beneficial, and it helps get your day going in a very good way. You can abstain from early morning use of your phone. You can either put airplane mode on while you sleep, which is a very good idea, both for, you're not getting electromagnetic radiation coming in, especially if you have it anywhere near your body or head, but also you're not having notifications that go off. Even if it's on vibrate, the vibration, that affects your sleep. And if you got the ringer on and get these pings and these notifications, that's going to affect your sleep as well. So let's put it on airplane mode, if not right before bed, at least when you're waking up. Don't go straight to the phone. Don't check. There's such a there's such a overwhelming desire to get to the phone and like check, Facebook or check their emails or check, it's like, and we immediately have this stress response. So put your phone on airplane mode for the first hour of the day. Get a morning routine down where you actually can do the opposite, where you can rewire your brain the other way. Instead of like constantly needing a fix of dopamine, you can actually do things that are going to promote clear, focused mind, like meditation, reading, just kind of doing a little bit of exercise, maybe doing some sit-ups, push-ups, some jumping jacks, whatever it is, things that are going to have your mind relaxed and clear and focused. And then take airplane mode off and we're going to be feeling a lot better. So that's one way to digital detox. Give your brain a fighting chance to start the day off. And I guarantee you, if you do this for even a week, you're going to notice a big difference, that you're feeling a lot better as you start your day after you give yourself that space in the first hour of your day. You can download an app. There are many apps that are now out there and available, so you should totally take advantage of one of those. Let's take a look at some. So as we're going through here, we just go into the App Store and type in Digital Detox. And one of them, looks like the one with the most reviews, is Moment. Then we have Moment, screen time control, break your device addiction, effective coaching to digital detox, track your phone usage, figure out how much you're using in certain apps and how long you're on your phone. And then it has challenges as well, parental controls. So less phone, more focus, healthy phone life balance. Okay, we have Phoneless, a digital detox. Real life misses you. Big tech companies exploit our attention for profit. This app uses the same behavioral science to unaddict your brain. That sounds great. So you can get your focus, creativity, and time back. So there's that one. Mute, that one, I've seen that. That looks pretty good. Want to check your phone less? Try Mute. Try Digital Detox Challenge. You can see how long you can go phone free. Focused friends who last the longest, family time phone free. Okay, so those are some great options available. Maybe just the one at the top. That one has a lot of reviews and looks really great. All right, number 6, you can have an internet sabbath. Just as you observe the Sabbath, if you're religious, if you're coming from a Judeo-Christian background, you observe the Sabbath. That one day out of the week, you are going to be a saint. So basically, you have one day out of the week that you just unplug, going unplugged, having a digital detox, having an internet sabbatical, whatever you want to call it. One day a week is actually very good, at least even for half of the day is amazing. If it's Sunday, hey, every Sunday you plan activities. Hey, I'm going to go outdoors. I'm going to go camping. I'm going to go rock climbing. I'm going to do some new activity outdoors. Is a really good way to spend your digital detox. And so every Sunday you can get out into nature, you can exercise, you can do some things that are going to actually allow you to interact with the world and not with a screen. Number 7, some people really need to get that mental space, especially if they have a big project or they've been overwhelmed and kind of been too engrossed in projects and they just need to step back. You can go for a extended retreat. So anywhere from 5 to 10 days up to 2 weeks. And this is where you have, no screen time, no phones, no internet, no email. And there are, I think, digital detox retreats. I don't know if they're very cheap, but celebrities do them. So I don't know. There's probably something like that out there. I have not researched that much. But doing an extended trip, going backpacking in, Yellowstone National Park or Yosemite. These types of things will give you a good opportunity to unplug from the digital world and to give you that space. And you're going to kind of you're going to have this panic wash over you. Like, oh my gosh, like you're going to have the FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm going to miss important information, important updates, an amazing tweet that's going to change my life. I'm going to miss out on so-and-so's happenings in their life. And so you start kind of freaking out that your world's going to dissolve, and it might take a day or two, and you're like, oh, everything's fine, everything's okay. And you come back to your life and it's like, all right, the world didn't collapse, everything's fine. And so this is one of the most important things that we can train our brain to realize, is that it's because we have been wired to be on edge and need that, like, I need to be notified, I need to be informed, I need to have constant connection, and we don't. And if we do let go, everything is going to be all right. Everything is still going to function fine. So number 9, start thinking of this like a diet, like you would a diet, or if you were doing weight loss. You want to approach this as a lifestyle change. And you can start by going small, by starting off with step 1 and weaning yourself off from these devices. I mean, you could start with a nice, just once a day out of the week, do a digital detox, but start paying attention. The first step to anything is awareness, being aware of the problem, being aware that you could remove some of these distractions from your life and you would benefit greatly. So starting with, notifications, taking notifications off, avoiding some apps, using some of the apps available oh my gosh, I'm on the phone 4 hours a day. That's crazy. What could I do with that 4 hours? I could spend that so much better. There's so many things that I could do and accomplish in the 4 hours that I'm glued to my phone. I had no idea that I was on my phone that much. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some insight into how the modern age and the internet is rewiring our brain and how dangerous that can be. And I also want you to know that you can have an advantage over other people, because so many people aren't paying attention to this, that aren't having awareness and having the discipline to start removing these things, to having these digital detoxes, and to doing things like that are going to rewire it the other way, to bring back your focus and clarity, like meditation. If you can start doing that, you're going to have an advantage over a lot of other people that don't have that discipline, that don't have that awareness. So take advantage of this, do a digital detox, even if it's a small little thing. Start small and just see what happens. If you're a book reader like myself and you're interested on more on this topic and how you can be more productive, and the book does discuss digital detoxes and just getting into really focused, deep work, you can read the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. A really amazing book. I think that you will really like it if you are into productivity hacks. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And what do you think about this? How are you going to do your digital detox? Please leave me a comment or your opinion down in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and to your health.